The world's premier stand-up combat league returned to New York City and the historic Hammerstein Ballroom for Glory 61 New York. 2 title fights highlighted a night of spectacular battles in the women's super bantamweight and men's lightweight divisions. Also featured were rising stars Massaro Glunder, Kevin Van Nostrand, and Asa Tenpao. We'll recap it all on Glory 61 Rewind. It starts right now. We start in the featherweight division, where American hot prospect Asa Tenpao out of Florida stepped in against Nikos Sagaris of Greece.
Joe, who do you give the edge to in this fight?
Well, I think it's Asa Tenpao. I mean, I think he's got more weapons to do it. Good with his kicks, good with his hands. I think he can mix it up a little bit better than Nikos Sagaris. But Nikos Sagaris is known for his toughness and his finishing power.
Yeah, Nico's gotten off the canvas twice to win, including in his last fight. As for Asa Tenpao, plenty of power in both of his hands. 7 wins, 5 by KO.
And right away, what I said is the ability to fight differently. And Asa Tenpao's coming with his kicks. He knows Sagaris is known for his hands. This is where Asa Tenpao's using his different level kicking.
With Nico being the aggressor here.
You got to think, both guys have over 70% KO finishes as featherweights. That's impressive. Nice body shot from Sagaris. This is where that experience comes with his boxing, but Asa shelled up and countered with a knee.
Nice knee there from Asa. Fights out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Has his own gym there.
Sagaris is looking impressive.
Yes, Sagaris is constantly right in the face of Asa Tenpao. Is that the strategy you'd use against him?
Absolutely. Tenpao's got good kicks on the outside. If I'm a boxer, I want to stay close to Tenpao. And I really like how Sagaris is mixing levels to the body, then going upstairs.
Nice uppercut there from Asa Tenpao and an overhand right now. And he's winning the boxing battle. And a left hook for Asa Tenpao. This is not the type of game plan we expected from him, but he's kind of been forced into it.
Yeah, I've been following Tenpao for a while now, and he does a lot of boxing training as well. Definitely prepared for this, but Sagaris found the left hook, and he's changing levels with it, but Asa Tenpao moving his head, trying to counter.
Nice right hand there from Tenpao. Uppercut, left hook.
Sagaris now trying to use some of his kicks.
Good opening stanza for both of these fighters. Sagaris born in Uzbekistan but raised in Greece and moved to the United States when he was 13 years old. Started training in kickboxing at the age of 14. Now 29. 15 years he's waited for this moment to fight for the biggest promotion in the world, and he's come out swinging. Nice double jab and a good combination.
And now he's starting to mix his low kicks with his boxing. Oh, both guys using good head movement.
Oh, nice spinning kick there for Asa.
10 seconds.
And a flying knee.
He's pulling out all the stops as round 1 comes to a close, and they'll slug it out here at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Who do you think won that opening round, Joe?
Well, I think it's Tenpao. I think he landed with those knees, looking a little bit more vicious.
And he had the flash there as well. And all 3 judges agree with you, Joe. 10-9 to Tenpao.
You got to remember, spectacular techniques land and score better in Glory than normal techniques. So those jumping knees and spin kicks and head kicks are all scoring well for Tenpao.
Unlike boxing, where you can get points or get credit for good defense, it does not matter in Glory. We don't want to see defense.
And Tenpao's now trying to move a little bit more with his boxing, but he does need to be careful because Sagaris has good punching power. As Ace is jumping for a flying knee, he could walk into a big power punch. So he needs to be careful jumping in and keeping his hands down, getting too confident with his head movement. Where I feel Sagaris needs to go back to some kicking, then set up his hands.
jumping low kick for Tin Pao.
Goes back to the level changes with his kicks.
Body shot from Tin Pao.
Is slowing down with his offense. That hidden move style of Tin Pao seems to be slowing him down.
Good uppercut, body shots from Nico. And an overhand left there. Oh, a body shot for Asa Tin Pao. Oh, and a left hand, and that did the business. Nico backing up now. Body shots.
Yeah, he's going level change with that left hook. And he's really mixing up his strikes well. Back to that overhand right.
Nico's got to change something. Not a lot of head movement. He's coming straight forward, plodding forward, and Asa Tin Pao is making him pay.
Now you can't sit there and shell up against Tin Pao. That's where he finds his body shot and his flow combination. But that overhand right's landing every time.
Tin Pao's got to be a little careful about spending too much energy.
Every time he's punching, you see he's not overwhelming, throwing everything with all power. He's touching. He's scoring and staying relaxed, and then he mixes his power shots.
Boy, Nico's going to be in trouble if he gets caught throwing and punch. He gets countered by Asa.
Asa hasn't stopped throwing. It's that volume approach, keeping Segares' guard pinned to him with lots of volume.
Another body shot. That one hurt Nico again as he covers up. A fantastic round two for Asa Tin Pao.
Yeah, now he's starting to mix and match and start getting comfortable. He's mixing his boxing well, his knees, his movement and combinations are flowing really well.
Here is the third and final round. Nico needs to turn the tide. We'll soon see if he is indeed down by 2 rounds. Asa Tin Pao won round 1 for sure, and there you see at the bottom of your screen, another sweep for the American.
We need a little bit more urgency from Segares now. Waiting too long with his forward. There he goes. Got to throw that right hand, maybe go back to the body like he was doing in the first round.
Switch kick for Asa. Nico is there to be hit all night.
Yep, he's just standing there. He's being a target now. He's not countering as much anymore, but that's credit to Tin Pao's movement and active style. Segares comes forward, Tin Pao moves on angles.
Boy, Asa Tin Pao's a lot of fun to watch. Counter right hand. He told us he felt better than ever yesterday in our fighter interviews. And he looks like it, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can see the bounce he has in his step. He's flowing well. He's comfortable in there.
A spinning back fist.
You never know what to expect. Just when you think he's going to box with you and he's got his Philly shell on, he throws a spinning hook kick, spinning back kicks. Just his ability to mix up his strikes and based on his background is just fun.
Imagine a fight between Asa Tin Pao and Kevin Van Oostrum.
And there's a lot of exciting matches in the future for him.
See Kevin next against Saru Wonder. Very similar to style to Asa Tin Pao. A lot of spinning attacks, a lot of unorthodox.
Tin Pao has the mentality that I had. He doesn't need 100 fights. He says when he turned pro, he was ready to go for it. You can see with such small experience, he looks a lot more wiser.
And he wants to fight a lot, Joe. He told us yesterday, if I win tonight, put me back in the ring in January. Seconds to go here in round 3. It's been an impressive performance by any stretch of the imagination for Asa Tin Pao. There's a flying knee from Nico, who lands a right hand. He's not done yet. Ace is backing up. Another knee from Nico.
10 seconds!
From Asa Tin-Pao.
And Pao found the left hook.
Oh, a big right hand, a wind-up shot for Tin-Pao. Nico walked through it. Good fight here in the featherweight division. Let's look at the highlights from this very entertaining battle between Nico and Asa.
And Nico did well the first round. He came in with good power shots, good pressure, mixing the body, trying to go ahead. But once Tin-Pao was able to weather that early power and storm, we really saw him open up with his boxing, being super creative, mixing levels with his hooks, finding really good overhand rights. Just his ability to control the pace and the intensity of the fight. He doesn't throw everything with power. He moves well. He's able to hit and strike and throw what he wants when he wants. With his sense of range, we saw a lot of good spinning back fists, spinning back kicks, and really sharp boxing. He can move his head, he can stay long and kick, he can adapt really well. That's what makes him so talented.
Now for the official scores, here's Tim Hughes.
Let's take a look at the totals from our 3 ringside judges. They all see them out and score them out the same. 30-27, a unanimous decision, all for your winner, Asa Tin-Pao.
With the win, Asa Tin-Pao remains undefeated in glory and now has eyes on cracking the top 10 in the featherweight division. When we return, the main event of the Super Fight Series features 2 more featherweights when number 2 ranked Kevin Van Nostrand took on 9th ranked Massaro Glunder. You're watching Glory 61 Rewind. Welcome back to Rewind. Coming off 2 losses at the hands of the former and current featherweight champions, Kevin Van Nostrand returned to New York, where he has found his greatest success, this time to take on rising star 9th-ranked Massaro Glunder.
What a fight this should be. Kevin Van Nostrand with his unorthodox offense, Massaro Glunder with the Dutch-style forward pressure.
Yeah, this is both guys don't really like to back up, so I'm going to see what's going to happen in mid-range is the key factor here.
Van Nostrand wearing the white gloves, Glunder in the black. Scheduled for 3 rounds. We'll see a lot of spinning attack from Van Nostrand. His favorite strike is the spinning back fist, but he says he has something special for us tonight.
Right now, he's staying long because he knows Massaro wants to come in. He's going to try to use his counters or blitz in.
Kevin Van Nostrand, born and raised in Liverpool, New York, started martial arts at the age of 8, earned a 3rd-degree black belt in karate. He got recognized for his athleticism, electrifying performances. We've seen him in glory. See if he can give us another one tonight.
See Massaro really waiting for when Kevin blitzes in, and that's when he's going to try to use his counter punching.
Nice and clean, hands up, ready? Box.
Oh, and a spinning back fist connects, and Massaro Glunder dazed for a second, now holding on.
Hands up.
That's what makes those spinning back fists so dangerous. Just when you think you're out of range, you circle out of the fighter, boom, that's when that spinning back fist comes. You always got to keep your hands up when you're fighting someone like Kevin.
Good start for Van Nostrand.
All right, guys, you're both getting 1 warning for holding, okay? No holding, go.
Do you want to get inside against Kevin, or do you want to try and fight him from the outside, Joe, if you're Glunder?
If I'm Glunder, I want to pressure a little bit more. You don't want Kevin right now is controlling the range and the distance of the fight. This is where I want to see Massaro kind of open up, especially with his hands and his knees.
Good job, hands up, box.
It's almost like Glunder's just trying to figure him out right now.
Yeah, it's finding his timing. When you fight Van Nostrand, it's finding out his timing, his rhythm. It takes a little longer than most fighters because he's always moving and, you know, in and out. Is he coming? Is he not? Is he punching? Is he spinning? There's a lot of things to figure out and calculate.
We've also seen from Van Nostrand, he leaves himself open when he throws some of those wild combinations.
Yeah, from the outside, you see Kevin with his coming in with his head high and his chin up. You think he's easy to hit, but in reality, he's not because he's controlling the distance.
Like you said, a very average record for Glunder in glory, just 3-3, but it could easily be 5-1.
Yep, he's had some low blow calls that really should have gone, given him more time, but he continued to fight. He's fought in lightweight division as well.
Break.
What happened there? Big roar from the crowd over there in the corner.
Looked like that hook ended really hard, though.
Either way, a good start for Van Ostrand, who is usually a fast starter.
Yep, he's got that high pace.
Draws heritage from the Moluccan Islands. Probably never heard of them. They're known as the Spice Islands near Indonesia. Group of islands, and that's where nutmeg is first found. All three judges giving round one to Van Ostrand.
Seems like Big Mike told Massaro to get a little bit more aggressive.
That's just fine with Van Ostrand. The feeling out process should be done now for the Dutchman.
At this point, it's time to go. Can't wait, can't hesitate too long now.
Body kick. Off balance, down goes Glunder. That's not a knockdown, obviously.
And it's hard to kick Kevin from outside long range like that because he blitzes in. He'll come fast and he'll try to knock you backwards.
Oh, straight right hand connects right to the jaw of Kevin Van Ostrand.
That's that wiry power Massaro has. Finally opened up there.
Stand up, hands up.
And that's how open Van Ostrand can be when he's throwing that spinning attack. And here comes Glunder right inside now.
He tries a flying knee.
See how hurt Van Ostrand is. He looks like he's doing okay. Will he be hesitant now, Van Ostrand?
Yeah, especially coming in with his blitz strategy. Gotta be careful.
Just another spinning back fist. So you obviously train a lot of professionals in your gym there in Greater Toronto. How much time do you spend on spinning back fists?
Well, not much. I mean, once in a while you'll mix it in, try to change things up, make it fun. But you know, one of my main fighters, Troy Sheridan's really good with it.
But I feel like Van Ostrand throws more spinning back fists than he does jabs.
Yeah, he likes it. He throws it a lot, but you still don't see them coming. It's just when he steps out and angles, he throws it. And then you walk right into it. He's got a lot of good knockdowns and finishes with it.
Nice WWE takedown in a building that once hosted ECW One Night Stand. I was here, the Hammerstein Ballroom. So we're headed towards a 10-8 round here for Massaro Glunder unless Van Ostrand can do something dramatic. Oh boy. Van Ostrand is so open when he swings and misses with a back fist.
It's really hard to get anything off of Van Ostrand. He doesn't give you the range. Massaro found a little bit with his boxing here. Now that he has him cornered, he's got to put some work in.
A good round for the Dutchman, nicknamed the Project, Massaro Glunder.
All right, Jim, final round. You ready? Let's go. Box.
Third and final round. It's been a good one here. Our main event on the Glory Super Fight Series. Two featherweights. I hope a win tonight will put them back in title contention. And yes, Glunder did win that round, 10-8, according to all three judges. Hands come down for Van Ostrand. Good knees. I want to see more of that from Kevin.
Yeah, he's got really good flying knees. Massaro's got to pivot away from them.
Right.
Side low kick.
Good job, gloves.
Kevin Van
All
Ostrand.
right, box. Good.
Sometimes those slips like that, you roll your ankle. A little worried that Massaro rolled his ankle there.
Tell you what, it's not good optics as the judges continue to see you go down. Another good low kick. Actually, that was to the calf.
Yeah,
Van
but
Ostrand.
inside, he's trying to take that leg out of him, give him some of those dominance points.
Fight. Let's go, fight. Right. Step right. Hands up. Box.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the third and possibly final round, depending on what happens score-wise. Total strikes. Van Ostrand outlanding Glunder 53-37.
Glunder almost landed that right hand again.
But another right hand just missing.
Yeah, he's continually stepping outside Kevin's lead foot to land that straight right.
Don't hit on the break, don't hit on the break. Let's go, box. Right. Come on, man.
Has to win this third round. So far, he's doing okay. Oh, and a straight right hand to the left there for Van Ostrand. As you can see, spit come flying out of Glunder's mouth.
Yeah, his mouth guard went out as well.
Good fight, everything we hoped it would be. Under a minute to go here. High kick for Glunder. Kevin's got to be careful coming in, though.
And when Massaro starts putting his punches in combinations, especially when Kevin showed up, that's where he's getting dangerous.
Nice high kick there for Glunder.
I was just thinking that in my head when you brought that up. I mean, I think Kevin started well, but Massaro's picking up later on at the end of this round. Early advantage this round for Kevin. This last part, Massaro stepping it up.
1 point holding. 1 point holding.
Oh, and they're deducting a point.
Hold, no more. Ready?
Wasn't even warned.
Oh my goodness, that could change the whole complexion of this fight.
I don't remember even Massaro getting warned at all.
If Van Ostrand wins this round 10-8, he wins the fight outright, Joe, because he won round 1.
Yeah, that's what really makes things different here with that point, but Kevin's trying to put a statement.
Big decision for Dan Miragliotta, and a controversial one.
Especially with 15 seconds left.
Let's jump right back into our highlights from our main event, Van Ostrand versus Glunder.
Yeah, and it was a good start for Kevin Van Ostrand, really using that unorthodox style. In the second round, we saw this right hand here from Massaro Glunder, what made it a 10-8 round. And then in round 3, Van Ostrand needed to really pick it up. So in the beginning of the round, he started doing well. Massaro countering well with his boxing. But this is where Dan Miragliotta took that point from Massaro Glunder. We didn't see a warning. I thought it was a little premature, and I don't necessarily agree with it. 15 seconds left in that fight.
Here are the totals. All three of our ringside judges scored about the same, 28-27. It is a unanimous decision for your winner, Kevin Van Ostrand.
With a last-minute controversial point deduction of Glunder, Kevin Van Nostrand escaped with a split decision victory. Remaining at number 2 in the rankings, only Sergey Adamchuk stands between him and another title shot against current champion Petpatamrung Kiatmukau. Still to come on Rewind, a title rematch in the super bantamweight division between champion Jadi Menezes and former champion Anissa Meksen. Then in our main event, the seemingly unbeatable lightweight champion Sitthichai looks to defend his belt for the 6th time against Canadian Josh Johnsey, who was making his first title appearance. Welcome back to Rewind. Glory 61's co-main event featured a title rematch in the women's super bantamweight division when former champion Anissa Meksen looked to avenge her controversial loss to current champion Jadi Menezes from Glory 56 Denver.
Meksen, 30 years old. She is longer, she is taller, but Menezes will be up in her grill all night long.
Professionally experienced, huge edge to Anissa Meksen with 100 professional fights to only the 15 of Menezes. Both girls with similar knockout percentages, slight edge to Menezes. Looking at that fight metric report, striking accuracy advantage for Meksen. You're gonna see strike differential, that plus 3.7 just means that Meksen is really good at putting that output out. And in that percentage range, the 1% you gotta look at is the kicking of Meksen.
How many times have you ever heard the challenger being a 20-1 favorite? That's what we have here today. The bookies do not believe in Jadi Menezes. No one seems to, except for her self-belief. She promises to win again tonight and to do it more definitively. Anissa Meksen wearing the black gloves, Menezes in the white. Joe, do you expect anything different this time around as far as the style of the fight?
No, I think it has to happen this way. It's no surprise that, Jody Menezes needs to get on the inside, put combinations together, stay close.
Nice snapping punch there for Meksen.
Yeah, Meksen's really looking at snapping her jab, and that's what I meant in my keys to glory about establishing straight attacks. She's got to throw her jab, her right hand, good front kicks. And then that's when she could mix off her hooks and her round kicks.
Kimmers, who's been training Menezes for the last month over in Holland, told us he's never met a female that hits as hard as Menezes.
Yeah, a lot of power in her hands.
Just ate a punch there, try to throw one back.
Yeah, that's the straight punches. Menezes needs to move her head off center line to try to get inside. She can't walk in with her head straight.
Meksen being active on the clinch.
Yeah, trying to take some gas out of Menezes, who can pressure this type of pace for all 5 rounds.
It all depends on what the judges prefer, Joe. Some like that non-stop in-your-face pressure, and that's what Menezes gives you.
Meksen can't afford to sit there. That's why you see her trying to put more combinations together. She's not staying against the ropes.
Stop. Back it up. Stop holding. Fight.
Anissa Meksen has been training since she was 12 years old. She said every day since the first day she stepped in the gym, she's woken up as a fighter and has dreamed of being a world champion. It was taken away from her in Denver in her last fight against Jody Menezes. Nice right hand. Meksen dominating the striking so far.
Yeah, it's dominant with straight punches. I think the game plan for Menezes is to enter on an angle, try not to enter straight, but that 1-2 from Meksen keeps landing. That's establishing the straight punches, straight attacks.
Good start to this fight for Anissa Meksen. She isn't moving away as much as she has, though.
No, she's standing. She's staying more in the middle of the ring, where we usually see her kind of strike moving backwards, hit her left kick and move, but now she's a little bit more content staying here and not backing up.
Is this the style, though, that would benefit Menezes? Whoa, she landed a left hand there.
Now, for Menezes, you want a Meksen against the ropes. This way she can't move. This way she only can move laterally, not forward and backwards. But Meksen won't allow it.
So a strong start to this fight for the Frenchwoman, Anissa Meksen.
Here you see Menezes trying to get inside, but Meksen's using those straight punches, especially that 1-2 down the middle, make it hard for her to get in.
We have open scoring tonight. We didn't have it the last time, so we didn't know that Menezes was winning on some of the judges' scores. And there you have it, all 3 scoring that first round for Meksen.
Oh, look at that pressure. It was a left hook that did that damage.
And she's in trouble. She's looking for that knockout. Another big punch lands for the former champion, Anissa Meksen.
Well, you're going to see how tough Jody Menezes is.
Oh, and a body shot. The Brazilian is in huge trouble here. Look at her go. Anissa Meksen trying to get back what she feels was taken from her.
She wants that finish. She's getting it.
And that's it. Chris Wagner stops it. Meksen promised a KO, and she delivers in the second round. And once again, Anissa Meksen back on top of the kickboxing world.
And she set it up really well with nice, solid, straight punches. Good jab, right straight down the middle, and then she found that left hook, and that's when she got the finish. She put the pressure on and got her TKO in glory.
Her first knockout in glory, and it came in the biggest fight. And here's where it started, Joe.
Yeah, it was that left hook, a lot of 1-2s down the middle. That's when Meksen switched it up, found that left hook, and then she came on with this barrage of punches, continually looking forward, pushing Jody Menezes back, finding those straight punches, and you see her head snapping back. Chris Wagner waiting there to find the time, but you can see Menezes had no answer to those straight punches. That's a determined fighter wanting her belt back.
What do you think of that stoppage?
Well, I think it should have went a little bit longer because I know how tough Jody Menezes is, and I know she'd probably want to go out on her shield if she could and have the choice.
But not a lot of arguing from her after it was stopped. And Anissa Meksen was landing some heavy punches. You gotta love the way she went for the kill, Joe. Probably in her last couple of fights, she might have just come back out, said,
Yeah.
hey, I landed some big punches. Let's go back and reset.
Yeah, she probably would have moved a little bit, that hit without being hit style, use her left kick, but this is what she had to do once she knew she was hurt. And in the second round, this is a 5-round fight. If she didn't go down, she could have had some trouble with her gas tank, but you can tell she's really prepared. They added a little bit more sparring in her camp this time, spent some time in Barcelona, and it definitely paid off.
Ladies and gentlemen, you watched it as it happened. Our referee, Chris Wagner, has called a halt to this contest with an official time of 39 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by technical knockout. And now, two-time Glory Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Anissa Meksen. Here to present the belt, our Chief Executive Officer, Marshall Zalesnik, joined by our Managing Director of Sport, Mr. Cor Hemmers.
In dominant fashion, Anissa Meksen's second-round TKO of Jade Menezes returns her to the spot of the #1 women's stand-up combat fighter on the planet. Coming up next, Canadian Josh Johnsey goes for the upset of the year when he takes on current Glory lightweight champion Sitthichai Sitsongpeenong. You're watching Glory 61 Rewind. Welcome back to Rewind. Glory 22 Lil saw Sitthichai make his Glory debut against the undefeated Josh Johnsey. Sitthichai would go on to win that first meeting. Now, 3.5 years later, they face each other once again, but this time for the lightweight championship of the world.
Josh Johnsey, taller but slightly less reach than Sitthichai, who will be at 71.5.
Professional experience, big edge for Sitthichai. Win percentage very even. KO percentage going to Josh Johnsey. Some of our fight metrics report, you can see that knockdown ratio that really stands out. Sitthichai has never been knocked down 2 opponents, where Josh Johnsey has a almost even mix of being knocked down and knocking down his opponents. Striking accuracy edge goes to Josh Johnsey.
Good luck to both you guys. Protect yourselves all the time. Obey my commands all the time. If you clinch, keep an active clinch, or don't clinch at all. Okay? Good luck to both of you.
In Thailand, it is 10 in the morning right now, and fans are up early having their breakfast, watching their hero, Sitthichai, the Killer Kid, getting set to defend his title for the 6th time. That's a live look in a bar right now as they are cheering on Sitthichai. That's Bangkok. Here we go. Half the world away. Sitthichai in the white gloves taking on Josh Johnsey for the lightweight championship of the world. What are you going to watch early here, Joe?
Well, you're going to see a left kick from Sitthichai any second. So we're going to see how Johnsey reacts to that left kick. They've been working a lot of different counters and strategies against it. The first one being circling away like he's doing now. Johnsey circling left, takes power away from the left kick.
Well, when Johnsey circles to his left, what strike does Johnsey need to throw?
Well, at that point, he can throw his straight right down the middle or his right kick himself.
You have made the transition from Muay Thai to kickboxing better than Sitthichai. Why has he been successful where others have struggled?
Well, it's his ability to control distance. You'll see him outside stay long, and then on the inside he uses his clinching knees to avoid the inside range punching. But he has improved his boxing and adapted to the rules, so watch for some good left straights from Sitthichai as well.
Johnsey, just 25 years old, has been waiting for this moment. Hasn't tried to push it too much, hasn't been screaming for title shots. Has been waiting, and the perfect moment, he feels that moment is now, right here, tonight.
And right now, starting really well with his circling outside. Every time Sitthichai throws the kick, he goes counters inside low kick. I've seen him land a good straight right as well.
Some surprising punches landing there for Sitthichai.
Johnsey back to stepping outside.
Johnsey fighting this more like a chess match early on.
Yeah, you have to. You can't just sit there and, you know, get in there and get too aggressive. 5 rounds with Sitthichai, who's used to 5 rounds. You got to play smart, and then at the right moment, you got to explode. Once you find that opportunity, you go for it.
They are few and far between when you face Sitthichai. who's only really come close to losing his title once. That was his last fight against Murat Grigorian.
Yeah, that was a close fight. Grigorian did a good job at coming inside, closing distance.
Nice body kick from the Killer Kid.
A lot of the counters from John here, inside low kicks. Good check from Sitthichai now.
One thing you worry about when you're as dominant as Sitthichai is complacency. How motivated is he to fight for the world title when he's been so dominant?
Yep, that's always a thing. We saw that with Meksen, and now we saw when she lost her title, we saw a spark in her. Level change now from that left kick from Sitthichai.
Johnson started the round well, but Sitthichai coming on strong here.
Yeah, he's starting to find his distance. He's going left kick, left knee.
Out to the body for Johnson. Ate a low kick at the same time. Johnson was born in London, England, currently lives in Vancouver, Canada. Very well traveled.
Nice right high kick from Johnson there. Sitthichai with the inside knee.
Round 2 here scheduled for 5. Lightweight championship of the world. You will soon see how the judges scored that fight. How did you have it, Joe?
Well, I think the damaging shots could have looked from Sitthichai, that's it, but I still think Johnson did well. I think the strategy, the tactics are there, just needs to keep it up.
All 3 judges giving it to the Thai fighter. 10-9. Nice uppercut from Sitthichai, and then goes downstairs, and then a straight left hand. Good sequence here for Sitthichai.
That's an involved boxing from Sitthichai. This is where he's adapted to the kickboxing rules really well. Speaking to Sitthichai's corner, they said they had some special techniques with the punches, and it was the uppercut. One of those uppercuts just ended.
Oh boy, a left hand splits the guard again for Sitthichai. He's doing a lot of his damage with his hands, Joe.
Yeah, his left straight's always been on point.
Now we've got blood coming out of the nose of Johnson. You liked Johnson's tactics in round 1. What do you make of what he's doing here in round 2? He's getting eaten alive.
Well, it's Sitthichai really picking up the boxing now, and it's that left straight, but I wouldn't mind seeing Johnson go that left hook, because when Sitthichai sometimes throws that left straight, he drops his right hand. So a good counter would be to slip his head off to the left, throw the left hook for Johnson.
Let's see if Sitthichai can get a knockout or a knockdown here.
2, 3.
And that will be a knockdown.
5, 6, 7. Step forward.
Johnson can't lose his mind. He needs to stay focused here.
I'm going to say, can Sitthichai get a knockout? He's got 2 in his 10 wins. The Glory's going right after Johnson here.
And the issue is with Sitthichai, a lot of people always expect the left kick, and now Sitthichai is coming with a more boxing approach.
Sitthichai did promise a knockout here tonight, Joe, something he's never done.
And he's landing really solid uppercuts, and those are the ones that are snapping Joss's head back. Back to the left kick from Sitthichai.
Now Johnson in a situation where if he loses this round 10-8, lost the first round, he needs a knockdown the rest of the way.
That uppercut just well.
Unless Johnson can somehow win the next 3 rounds.
Just as Johnson circled out, Sitthichai cut that angle and landed that left straight, just like that again.
Blood continues to pour out of the nose of the challenger. Great performance thus far for the Killer Kid.
Right. Separate clean. Nice name.
They bump fists here. Johnson, deep breath, eyebrow raise. Yeah, Johnson's probably enjoying this little reprieve.
He actually put his hands up. He wants to fight.
Here's his chance. Well, knowing the score now and where he stands, what do you do if you're Josh Johnson?
Well, he has to fight. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Show your heart, come forward, and try to implement your game plan. I really liked when Johnsy was using his kicks a little bit more, not getting too aggressive with his hands.
It's interesting, like you said, that we haven't seen a ton of left kicks from Sitthichai.
Yeah, he's relying on his boxing, but then every so often he mixes it in just to remind Johnsy it's still there. And just when you think that he's going boxing heavy, but that's the left hook I want to see from Johnsy. When he circles out, that left hook again, they're landing. As he circles out, kind of throw that check left hook and pivot out.
You can see there that the one thing Johnsy is doing well, leg kicks.
Yeah, he's really attacking the inside leg, but his corner must have told him the same thing I'm saying about going for that left hook, because he keeps throwing it. And he landed a good right knee there.
Is he just trying to get comfortable, settle in here? You would think if he wanted to box as much as he's shown so far, Sitthichai at least, that Johnsy would enjoy that.
Yeah, you would think so, but that just shows the involvement of Sitthichai. There you go, Johnsy's low kicks now versus the punches.
That left leg, that left kick, so fast, so devastating. You can never forget about it. Another body shot from Sitthichai. This has been a pretty good round, though, for Johnsy.
Yeah, definitely better. A lot better. Maybe this punch in boxing range is still a little foreign to Sitthichai, so it could gas him out a little bit more than staying patient and kicking on the outside.
Knee to the body, Johnsy backs up and a flying knee from Sitthichai.
Ooh, head kick, level changes now. You can see when Sitthichai enters with his knees, they do a lot of good damage. He has a few stoppages in his career with that left knee.
Johnsy still on his toes, still moving around. Seems to have a lot of energy left.
Yeah, I like when he's just staying a little defensive up top and chopping away with his low kicks.
Is Johnsy winning this round so far?
Well, it's closer. I mean, it's definitely closer, but Sitthichai is pressing forward, not moving backwards, which could look dominant, but I think this is definitely a better round for Johnsy. Maybe a slight edge for him, I'd say.
Well, if he doesn't get a knockdown, he has to win rounds 3, 4, and 5 on the judges' scorecards.
Been asking Sitthichai about Johnsy. He says he's a good fighter. He's got good knees. He remembers Johnsy's knees from the first fight, but Johnsy landed some good punches.
There. Yeah, good body shot from Johnsy, and for a moment it seemed that Sitthichai might have been stunned.
Yeah, he kind of froze for a split second there. That could have been the one that gave Johnsy to steal that round. Really liking that left hook from Johnsy.
His best round by far, but we'll see if it was enough to win the round.
All right, third round, let's go. Box.
Round 4, these are the championship rounds now. Lightweight title on the line at the Hammerstein Ballroom here in New York City. One judge gives it to Johnsy, the other two to Sitthichai. So Johnsy needs a knockdown here or he will lose.
Yep, I want to see him go back to those inside low kicks and circling outside with that left hook.
Body kick there for Sitthichai.
Going back to his kicks and knees. The Sitthichai we know.
Nice block there by Johnsy. The knee though from Sitthichai.
Yeah, see how he mixes it in. As he knows Johnson's going to come forward, he throws that knee.
Look at Sitthichai walking Johnsy down.
Yeah, he's walking down. This is a different style we're seeing in him.
Didn't like the things Johnsy was saying about him fight week. Johnsy made fun of his name. Basically called him overrated a few times. Sitthichai said, okay, then I'll knock you out.
Nice head movement to get into that clinch from Sitthichai. Body working, uppercut.
Uppercut, left hook.
It's definitely big improvements with Sitthichai's boxing. Just slipped a nice knee as well. The way he puts together punches, knees, and kicks.
Murat Grigorian's probably watching this fight saying, hey, why didn't he want to box with me?
Well, that's just what an experienced fighter does. He knows maybe Grigorian's a little bit more aggressive with his boxing, so he's stuck to his kicks and knees. Where with Johnsy now, he's feeling his pressure working well.
The inside of Johnsy's left leg, beat red.
One step. Box.
Solid straight left from Sitthichai.
It's not that Johnson's fighting bad, it's just that Sitthichai is fighting so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnson's doing what he needs to do, following good north versus south tactics, but just Sitthichai being so dominant. He knows what you're doing. Yes, he knows you want to circle to the outside. He knows you're going to try to counter with the inside low kick, so he adapts.
I will say that Johnson's in fantastic physical condition. He's still on his toes, bouncing around, looking for anything he can land.
Nice pivot off from Sitthichai to avoid those flying knees.
Another strong round for the Killer Kid. Johnson hanging in there, though. 3 minutes between Sitthichai and a 6 world title defense. 3 minutes left for Josh Johnson to find that one punch, that one kick, the one knee that could change his life. 5th and final round here from New York City.
Johnson trying to go southpaw now, try to create some different angles.
All 3 judges scoring that one for Sitthichai. Right hand lands for Johnson. And if Sitthichai's one to stand there in the pocket and exchange punches with you, I would suggest Johnson do it.
Yeah, seriously, that's your chance. Because there's slight lapse in his defense when he throws. That left straight goes, the right hand comes down slightly.
Well, the best time to hit somebody is after they've just tried to hit you.
Yep.
Okay, clean,
back
break,
right away.
Stop break. Hands up, right? Hands up, box.
2 minutes to go.
Nice low kick from Johnson.
Break. Break. Box.
Glance up to the clock for Josh Johnson. Minute 35 to go. There were questions about Sitthichai over the last 3 or 4 fights, asking, is he slipping a little bit? Is he not as dominant as he once was? Has he lost a step? What has he shown you tonight, Joe?
Well, I just think he's been really working his boxing, and I'm really impressed the way he came in and boxed a little bit more than usual. Still mixing in that good power left kick and knee. I still think he's there and he's still getting better.
This is a guy who's had almost 160 pro fights, but he's still getting better, Joe. His boxing has improved greatly from his last fight.
Yeah, definitely. He's bringing more exciting style fights. I mean, this is what we want from our lightweight champ.
And Joe, how much do you think that early knockdown that wasn't affected Josh Johnson?
Well, I think it affected him in that round, but he seemed to collect his thoughts pretty good and kind of came back and almost had a 1-1 judges round in round 3. So it seems to be collected now, but just doesn't have the power to be able to put Sitthichai out.
Well, he's pulling out all the stops, is Josh Johnson, trying to find something that works. The Killer Kid with a killer performance as he has defended his title successfully for the 6th time and will surely pick up career win number 122.
Yeah, and I really like the way he fought this fight, and we saw a little different approach from him, usually really left kick based heavy. But here he really mixed his hands well, and we saw some good shots, especially when he mixed his uppercuts a few times. He came forward, but mixed in some good knees. That was that controversial knockdown, which, again, we thought threw Johnson off a little bit, but seemed to collect his mind a little bit in that 3rd round. Came back, but same kind of fight. A new Sitthichai using his boxing, sitting in the pocket a little bit more. Josh Johnson had the right tactics. He was countering with the inside low kick, trying to circle out. But I didn't think they expected this much boxing from Sitthichai, which could have thrown his game plan off a little bit. But a lot of respect from both guys. Josh Johnson knows how talented Sitthichai is.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 championship rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's take a look at the totals. 2 of our judges score the bout 49-45, and our third and final judge scores it 50-44. A unanimous decision, all for your winner. And still Glory Lightweight Champion of the World, Sitthichai Pinong. Here to present the belt, our Managing Director of Sport, Mr. Cor Hemmers, and our Chief Executive Officer, Marshall Zalesnik.
With relentless pressure and technical precision, Sitthichai successfully defended his lightweight title for the 6th time. Up next, Glory returns to Rotterdam for Glory 62 in our season-ending event, featuring an 8-man heavyweight tournament. The winner will have to endure the 3 fights in one-night challenge undefeated to be called heavyweight tournament champion. Glory Superfight Series will precede that, headlined by #1 ranked Marak Grigorian, who takes on #5 Christian Baya in a key lightweight battle with title implications. This can't-miss event takes place December 8th, Glory 62, Rotterdam. And don't forget to check out all things Glory on our website, glorykickboxing.com, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as catch up on Glory features and fights on our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time on Glory Rewind.